welcome to the My Slice of Life podcast. My name is Sharon O'Neill and I'm really glad you're here today because this is the last full episode on our topic, Folklore of Trees and Plants. This week I've picked a flower which is not only beautiful and cheering, I also think it's loved by everyone. Today we're going to talk about a flower that turns its face to the sun and just brings a smile to your face. The sunflower. Have you ever heard anyone say they don't like sunflowers? No, me neither. So get yourself nice and comfy as we delve into the stories and symbolism of these amazing plants. Now you might think of sunflowers as just beautiful tall blooms with golden petals, but they've carried deep symbolism, myths and folklore across the centuries and across the globe. Let's start with the most iconic trait of sunflowers. They turn towards the sun. This is true to a point. This trait is called heliotropism, and the young sunflowers track the sun from east to west throughout the day. But when they reach maturity, they stay facing east. And while I was doing my reading for this episode, I stumbled across a site which explains exactly what's going on. The site is npr.org and I'll put a link to their article in the description, but they explain the turning of the flowers like this. Researchers say the young plant's sun tracking, also called heliotropism, can be explained by circadian rhythms, the behavioural changes tied to an internal clock that humans also have, which follow a roughly 24-hour cycle. A young flower faces east at dawn and greets the sun, then slowly turns west as the sun moves across the sky. During the night, it slowly turns back east to begin the cycle again. The researchers found that the plant's turning is actually a result of different sides of the stem elongating at different times of day. Growth rates on the east side were high during the day and very low at night, whereas growth rates on the west side were low during the day and higher at night. Mature sunflowers respond differently to the sun. As overall growth slows down, the circadian clock ensures that the plant reacts more strongly to light early in the morning than in the afternoon or evening, so it gradually stops moving during the day. If you want to read the article in full, just use the link, but I thought that was interesting to find out why the flowers move with the sun. Now that's the scientists' reason, but according to folklore there is a very, very different reason. And just before I dive in, I need to take a quick minute to say thank you to Budget Seeds. Head to the link in the description and get 10% off with them if you are a UK listener by using the code SO'Neill10. As I said, there's a link there for you, so use the code SO'Neill10 for your 10% off with them. And a very big thank you to Budget Seeds for offering that. I'm delighted that they can do that for us. And I suppose I should also give a quick reminder to you all to check out the links below for my other online ventures, such as my blog and YouTube channel. And don't forget, we have a new Discord channel, which I'd love to see you all on. All the details are in the description. And now, we have a love story with a difference. As with all things folklore, there are several versions of this story, so I've had to pick one to give you the idea, and it goes something like this. According to ancient Greek mythology, there was once a water nymph named Clytie. She fell madly in love with either Helios or Apollo, the sun god. For this story I'm going to say Apollo, but I've seen both names used. Apollo didn't love her back because he was in love with someone else. Heartbroken, poor Clytie spent all her time watching Apollo as he crossed the sky in his golden chariot. She didn't eat, drink, or sleep. She simply turned her head to follow him. Now, according to which story you read, either the gods took pity on her, or maybe punished her, depending on the version, and turned her into a flower, a sunflower. Other versions say Apollo himself, or Helios, was so sick of her watching him that he threw one of his sun arrows at Clytie, turning her into a sunflower on the spot. Whatever version, ever since she's been doomed, or blessed, to always face the sun. It's a beautiful and tragic tale, and it gave rise to the sunflower's association with unrequited love, loyalty, and eternal devotion. It's no wonder that cultures around the world have associated sunflowers with the sun itself, the warmth, life, joy, and energy. In Greek, the word helios means sun, and tropos means turn, so literally turning to the sun, which does make me think it's more likely to be the god Helios and not Apollo, but if you look it up, you will see Apollo mentioned everywhere. But it's not just a scientific phenomenon though, it's a symbolic one too. Many see this turning toward the light as a metaphor for seeking positivity, growth, and truth. And in folklore, sunflowers often represent devotion, faithfulness, and resilience, always reaching for the light, even in darkness. They aren't just European symbols. The sunflower originated in South and Central America and then migrated north before eventually being brought over to Europe. And to many Native American tribes, the sunflower symbolised harvest, abundance, and bounty. Its seeds fed people and animals alike, in addition to being useful as a source of yellow and orange dye for fabric. The sunflower also came in handy medicinally. It was known for its anti-malarial properties, and some believed that the sunflower seeds were preventatives against the spread of smallpox. Its sturdy stalk and bold bloom represented strength and endurance, and for some tribes it was believed that sunflowers could guard against evil spirits or be used in rituals to call in the sun's energy and blessings. In many folkloric beliefs, sunflowers are seen as good luck, and planting them around your home and garden is believed to bring good fortune your way. It's also said that if you pick a sunflower at sunset, then wear it on your person, it will bring you good luck the following day. And I'll say good luck if you're going to try that one. Alternatively, if you want to know the truth about something, sleep with a sunflower under your pillow, and the next day, before the sun goes down, the truth should be revealed to you. Due to being associated with loyalty, some folk magic traditions believe that slipping a bit of sunflower oil or seeds into someone's food or drink will cause them to be loyal to you. In parts of Eastern Europe, people would plant sunflowers on graves to symbolise the eternal soul turning towards heaven. It was also believed in some parts that carrying sunflower seeds in your pocket was like a charm to attract positivity and joy. Think of it as a charm against gloom if you want, but that's what they believed. Other uses include dealing with fertility issues, or, as in the 17th century, sunflowers were used to make an ointment to enable you to see the fairy folk. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it always comes back to fairies. Or you can get rid of negative energy from a sick person's room with a large bouquet of sunflowers. They're said to be a great spiritual disinfectant for someone worn weary by illness. In European folklore, sunflowers came to symbolise the soul's search for truth and enlightenment. Just as the flower turns to follow the sun, the human soul, it was said, should turn toward truth, virtue, and the divine. And in some Christian interpretations, the sunflower was likened to faithful believers always turning towards God's light. Monks in the Middle Ages even wrote poems comparing sunflowers to saints, steadfast, golden, and radiant with love. Today, no matter your religion or belief, sunflowers represent hope, loyalty, and spiritual awakening. They remind us to seek light, even when it's hard to find. Now let's talk a little about florography, the Victorian language of flowers. This was a way for people to express feelings and messages without words, by giving specific flowers with specific meanings. And in this secret floral language, the sunflower meant adoration, loyalty, and longevity. Giving someone a sunflower said, I admire you, or even, you are my sunshine. Maybe that's where the song came from. I have no idea. Sunflowers were a declaration, not shy or subtle. They represented bold, unapologetic love and admiration. A bouquet of sunflowers said, "I see you, I believe in you." Not bad for a garden flower, right? But I also came across a site which says the colour of the sunflower has a meaning. And according to thebloomandwild.com, yellow sunflowers have a meaning of goodness, truth and timelessness. Red sunflowers, which usually have deep red petals that surround a black centre, have a meaning of strength and positivity. Orange sunflowers really attract the bees and hummingbirds, and they have a meaning of energy, happiness and good fortune. The rare white sunflowers mean purity, rebirth and peace, so they're perfect to give to someone who's starting a new chapter in their life. Pink sunflowers have a meaning of innocence and good health, and the purple ones have a meaning of wealth, glory and royalty. Sunflowers are also deeply connected to the seasons. When you think about it, they bloom in late summer, sometimes into early autumn, and they often mark a time of transition and reflection. In seasonal folklore, sunflowers represent the balance between light and dark, that turning point when the long days of summer begin to shorten. Because they face the sun but eventually droop as the season changes, some saw sunflowers as a reminder of life's cycles, of aging, of the beauty in endings, as well as beginnings. In harvest festivals, especially in pagan traditions, sunflowers are used in garlands and decorations to thank the sun for its gifts and prepare for the darker months ahead. So what can we take from the folklore of the sunflower? That love can be enduring, even if it's not returned. That hope can rise tall, even from rocky ground. That beauty doesn't shy away from the light, and neither should we. The next time you see a sunflower, whether it's in a vase, on a farm, or peeking over a garden fence, just take a moment to pause. Think of Clytie. Think of the sun it follows. Think of the quiet messages of loyalty and light and growth that this flower has whispered throughout time. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you have made it this far, I'm very, very grateful to you. If you've enjoyed today's stroll through sunflower folklore, feel free to share it with a friend, leave a comment, do all those positive things. I'll be back next week with the bonus episode for the season, but until then, you take care of your wee self.